Hello, and welcome. I am Ada Gregan, and today I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm excited for this. This is my first truly blind reaction on this channel, and I figured I would do it in a show that is both relevant and long overdue. Obviously, Season 2 finished a while ago, and Season 3 is coming this January, it seems. So given how long the show is, if I stick to this as my daily show, then I should be able to have it done just in time for the new season, which I think will be exciting. It'll also be after My Hero Academia is wrapped up, so it should be a seamless transition as for the weekly show. Now, this is blind. I've not read the manga, and I've not seen any episodes of the anime yet. However, it's only as blind as you can reasonably expect someone to be who exists on the internet and vaguely in the anime sphere. So naturally, I've kind of, by proxy, seen and heard things from Jujutsu Kaisen. I know that the manga is over. Like all manga endings, it seems controversial. I will recognize some names. I believe I've seen most, if not all, of the openings, though it's been a while, so they'll be effectively blind reactions. As far as the show actually goes, I don't really know any plot points. I know some of the arc names. I will probably recognize some of the character names, and I might recognize things here and there. Like, I think the main character might be housing the main villain or something. I really don't know. The only thing I really know for sure is that this show is incredibly beloved, incredibly hyped up, and doesn't seem to disappoint people. Apparently, it has what many people believe to be one of, if not the greatest power system in shonen, or at the very least in modern shonen, and that is a very high bar, so that alone is enough to make me want to watch it and see what it's all about. Other than that, I don't really know. I think it's probably best for you and for me if I don't just pull out a laundry list of things that I probably know going into it, because a lot of it's kind of probably in the subconscious, so it'll come up as it comes up, or at most it'll be just familiarity. But if I mention it, then it'll probably be stuck in my mind and just repeating. So I think the best thing to do is just to hop right in, see what we got, and start my very first blind reaction series. As with all my videos, there will be a link in the description for the full unedited reaction to the show. If you'd like to stick around here, though, I will also have it playing here. It'll just be heavily edited, both audio and visual, to obviously avoid copyright. If you do choose to go and watch the link in the description, of course, come back here. I'll go through the episode, give it a breakdown, and then if there's any specific talking points I want to bring up afterwards, I'll do that and then wrap it up. With that out of the way, go ahead and click the link if you want. If not, you're welcome to stay. Let's get started with Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 1, Episode 1. Start of a new journey. Ooh. Already starting interesting. Gojo, I believe. Rather powerful character. Something like that. Okay. Personalities. Jujutsu Tech. It's a company. Senpai. Oh, so he works too. Interesting. Talisman. Talisman everywhere. Wow. Itadori Yuji. Okay. Yuji. Okay. Opening time. Let's do it. I know this one's by Eve. Nice. Okay. Okay. Singular characters. Almost this feeling of isolation, except for that. 2 pandas. I wonder if there's a reason why Each of these shots only has the character in focus, except for him and the panda. Wow. It's beautiful. Yes, the parkour panda. I remember that much. Beautiful. Wow. Sukuna, I believe his name is. A demon of some sort, which explains the talisman. Interesting. I can already tell it's an opening I'm gonna love more and more as the show goes on. It makes more sense. But no blatant spoilers. Really good. Okay, now we're back in time, I assume. Grandpa, hospital in the opening. Is he actually sick, or is he just unable to take care of himself? Doesn't sound very tragic, so he's probably not like sick or anything. He's definitely spirited, okay. This club. Kind of a rundown home. Very slangy kind of speech. Definitely seems like maybe not necessarily a delinquent, but not the most adjusted to wherever he is. Cursed object. Maybe the shrine is the object. The Stevenson screen. Huh. I know that voice actor from somewhere. Not even going to try to guess, though. No, it's gone. Oh well. Moving on. Cult Phenomenon Research Club. He's not wearing a uniform. Okay, they're using the occult for memes. Classic. Club's gonna be disbanded. This is interesting. It's almost too cliche, right? The occult club that's going to be shut down by the club president. I wonder if this is making fun of it or if it's just leaning into the trope. Cursed football, okay. So these cursed objects might be potentially actual spirits of people who passed away. Of course, the question is whether this is actually real. Probably a little bit of both, right? This is probably nonsense, but nonsense that's surprisingly close to the truth. Closer than anyone in this room is aware of. Even though they're actually probably just screwing around. Or it could just be nonsense. You're not even wearing a uniform, so... Interesting. I love the spotlight. This is really fun. Okay. Okay, so is he just full of bluster? Or does he actually have some physical abilities? Is he actually pretty fit? Are we gonna find out? Oh. Yokai? Noroi, curse. So they're not yokai. And that little thing wasn't what he was looking at. That was just something passing around. Okay, he has a picture of it. Okay, so we're going to see the competition from his perspective. Okay, they're cheering him on. He's got to have some physical abilities then. Or it's nonsense? Or is it again half nonsense? Okay. Okay, yeah. And it hits the next school. Okay. I don't think the distance is the issue. I think the issue is the impact. My goodness. Teacher's probably going to have to pay for that. Probably not. So he's a grounding force, not easily scared. Great faces. What is going on in the background? I wonder if they're a grounding force to him, like he's a grounding force for them. They kind of relax him with their lackadaisical energy. What is happening over there? I was only paying half attention. I only noticed after he was covered in balls. Is his hand cursed? Or is he cursed? Jesus. Okay, so he's like fit. Pretty much every conceivable way. Good guy too, puts effort into thing. Cares about the caretakers. Good guy. He's living a full life. Busy life though. Not interested in his parents. Is he putting on a front, or does he actually just not care about his parents? I'd guess the former. I wonder if that's a part of why he's keeping himself so busy. Trying to distract himself, maybe. Kind of looks like he's doing that. That's rough. Don't be in your own little box or you'll end up like me. But Gramps also has Yuji, so he's not alone. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Just like that. That's rough. Talk about a tone shift. Wow. Someone who was so lively, literally on their deathbed. Gotta keep busy. There's this guy. Jujutsu Tech, yeah. The one that Gojo's also a part of. I think he is the object. Or he just has it? What? So why'd he sense it off of him, though? Did it, like, transfer to him? If curses can even transfer? Mm-hmm. Okay. Negative emotions turn into curses when they accumulate enough. Okay. Talismans. Oh, interesting. It's a stopgap. Yeah. Temporary solution that becomes a greater problem. Oh, he did just have it. It was just a little handheld thing. But why did he sense it? The slow camera pan. This feeling of unease. That was a great face of like somewhat concerned but more confused, too confused to be like terrified. Just this isn't good. This like sinking feeling in your stomach is a great expression to convey that. And that's the object, yeah. I wonder if this is how he becomes cursed, how he gets like that hand or whatever, the Sukuna thing. It originally came from this. A finger. It's a big finger. Or a small hand. Now, if it's a cursed object, can it just like leak out? Cursed energy. Cursed energy. Are people using the same energy that turns into curses to fight curses? Fighting fire with fire? Hmm. Maybe it's like it's like Chainsaw Man fighting devils with devils. Not that that's a normal thing they do, but yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, buddy. He's not staying still. Oh. I was gonna comment on the music or the voice, but then I saw it. Oh. Why is he blacked off? Uh-oh. Oh. What the? Oh. Ooh. That was a good shot. Oh, wow. Demon dogs. Does he have a curse? Okay. So was that from the cursed object, or was that seeking the cursed object? That creature, that curse. Good transitions with him in the middle of it. The direction of this episode is fantastic already. Ooh, smooth. Outlines. Oh, no. That's a hard pass. Jeez. And then Yuji. Oh! From. What? What floor are they on? Huh. Save as many people as you can. Interesting. A distinction between how you die. And that wasn't like cursed energy, right? That was just his regular strength, as we saw with the with the ball. He's just that strong, unless he already has it, and he just doesn't know it. They could see it because they were on the verge of death, I assume. Oh man, Skuna's finger. Okay, it is Skuna. Huh. So it transfers to him in some way. Another one? Or is it the same one? Oh. Faster reaction time. He's been in the business. Yuji's got strength, but he doesn't have the fighting sense or the awareness. And they melt away. I wonder if he needs to focus to keep them awake, to keep them summoned. Jeez. That's a different one. Is that the one we saw earlier in the episode? Save as many as you can. Wow. That is impressive. This is not a proper death for you. He's holding his own. Wow. Words leaking out? Yeah. Ooh! That flipping. Brutal. Is he gonna use it? He's gonna use it to get them out of this. Mm-hmm. But then it's gonna become fused with him. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. That thing's serious, yeah. It was used as a talisman, so... We don't know how long it's been. And now it's light work. But it's not Yuji anymore, is it? He's free. That's not Yuji. Credits rolling, no ED. An extra pair of eyes? Oh. Not the frog lens. Oh, God. Welcome back, Sukuna. But he's going to fight it, right? He's going to fight to take back control, and it's going to be a battle between the two. Huh. He'd missed. Yep, he's going to fight for control. Huh. Battle between the two. And that's unusual. Is it potential like family, or is it just his will? But now he has to kill him because Sukuna's dangerous. Or he's under arrest. Exercise, yeah, so he's dead. Okay. That was episode 1. That was an episode 1. That was a lot. That was very, like, not a busy episode because it didn't feel like it was cramming anything, but just filled to the brim with things. And just the right kind of it gives you just enough crumbs to make that cliffhanger feel like earned, make it feel worthy. It was just a cliffhanger for cliffhanger's sake. It would have felt cheap, but they give you more than enough in this episode for it to feel earned. This was a phenomenal first episode. Best first episode of the show I've seen in quite a while. Like this, even this initial scene, obviously you want the cold open, right? That brings intrigue, kind of throws you into the center of the action in a sense. And something that we don't resolve clearly for some time. Because he mentions Fushiguro Senpai. I'm in charge of the first years of Jujutsu Tech. First years, so technical university? Or is the tech just a cover? And they're actually like an exorcist group, an Omnioji group, whatever it may be. They're probably students. They'll be secretly executed. So he knows Gojo. It's interesting. The talismans, the absolute insane number of talismans, which already shows you that whatever's going on isn't quite right. And he says at some point, right? Which one are you? Here it is. So which one are you right now? Yuji or Sukuna? But that's all we get. It's an incredibly short scene, less than a minute long, but it's filled with so much, right? Wow. And then this opening, there's not a lot to break down not having seen it before. I mentioned before, I don't know if this is actually something or if it's just how it is, but for most of these shots in the beginning, it's a singular character. There's no one else in there. And even that one just kind of gives a lonely feel where he's riding the train on his own. But all these shots are singular people where either it's only them reflected or it's a likeness to them in the case of the parkour panda. I'll just call him until I have a name for him. Pretty much everyone else is alone. And of course there's different action scenes with beautiful animation and cuts through it. Really solid. This, obviously, that's really interesting. I know that's like his signature outfit. Haven't seen this one before, though, for Sukuna. I wonder if this is inside his brain, inside his mind. Okay, so we get some shots. They're all as a group together. I probably shouldn't analyze this too much. Like, try to look too much into it, or I may find things I may wish I didn't. I'll be watching the episode, the opening with every episode, so I'll watch it as it develops and as I get to know the show a little bit better. But for now, then we open, of course, we've got the fairly run down. He doesn't live in an apartment. He lives in a house, probably inherited from his parents, which are gone. I wonder if he lived with his grandpa until he got hospitalized, and then he just lives alone. Is it an inheritance? How can he afford that? Not sure. Hopefully, we may or may not see more of that in the future, like in the next episode. I guess we'll just have to see, but is he in the hospital? There's some fun music, so it's not like super tense, like, oh, is his grandpa about to die? Little do we know, later in the episode he's going to, but he's incredibly spirited, which I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that got passed on to Yuji as well. That's why he's so busy and so lively. The Stevenson screen's empty, like a shrine of sorts. He took a stroll. I'm curious who he's talking to. They seem very energetic, lively. We get to meet the occult club. I mean, yeah, if you've seen like any number of anime, you probably know the occult club that's about to be dismissed by the president, by the student body president. It's a cliche among cliches. Their association, their relation with the athletics of some sort. Usually the main character isn't a part of it. Mob Psycho. Mob wanted to be a part of it. It was kind of the opposite of this, where it's like the desire and their abilities are completely switched. And they talk about the vengeful spirit. This is probably BS, right? It's probably nonsense. They mentioned it was the Ticks, and it seems like it was pretty determined to be the Ticks. And they definitely she's definitely got a busted face. So it's definitely BS. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were onto something here, if this was actually a thing, if this was a curse. Now, later they do mention that curses are formed from negative energy. So I wonder if these curses are actually sort of incarnations of people, or if they're just entirely new personalities that form, new creations, or if it's a combination of both. Or that latter, or the form one could just be gone. This is just complete BS, and there's no previous people, and Sukuna was just a previous curse that was captured. I wonder. It's hard ticks, and then he explains it, goes fast forward. The directing and just pretty much everything around with like putting together this episode is really well done. The presentation of it, excellent. The biggest problem is Yuji. You've registered with the track and field, so they don't even have the 3 members. You're not even wearing a school uniform. Are you even a part of this school? I mean, clearly you are, but I rewrote it. Oh, I think I missed that actually. Okay, so he's a part of the track and field because his coach basically took him out of the occult club and put him in the track and field. Apparently this is a troublesome teacher. And they need him because, as we saw, he's incredibly physically talented. What's with this rugby field? Is there a dead body buried here or something? Okay, yeah, so that's definitely going to come back. So there's definitely, I guess that still begs the question. Are these curses culminating around sort of restless spirits, in a sense, like that can't pass on to the afterlife? Or is it the way they died and the way they were buried here, the negative energy that resulted from that and from the rumors and everything? Is that creating enough negative energy to create a curse, create this new entity out of nothing? I'm really curious. Okay, so he was talking about this high level, this thing, which we fight later. It gets a lot bigger. Trying to consume Sukuna's finger, I imagine. He's trying to find it, then he bumps into Yuji Tadori. reincarnation of Mirko Crow Cop. I don't know what that is. I'm My Hero Academia brain, so I see Mirko, and I don't think they're talking about the same bunny hero. Tiger of West Middle. It's absolutely nothing. And then throw it however you please. Okay. So let me just go ahead and add some property damage. I'm a student, so not like you can charge me. Excellent. And he's just freaking out. So what's this gag that goes on in the background? This is really funny. This is also cool. So it's kind of this symbiotic relationship in a sense. It seems like they like to go to scary places, but they also like him because he's a nice grounding element. He's not easily scared. He's stiff as a rock, so they can cling to him if they need to. But at the same time, he needs to be part of a club, so he appreciates them because they're kind of silly. And he wants someone that's a little bit smaller. He likes the atmosphere, and he needs to be a part of something until 5, so he can tell his grandpa he's a part of the club, I imagine. But he likes the atmosphere because they're laid back, they're fun, they're easy, and then he can still focus on his grandpa. Giving the nurses flowers, which is so cute. Pulled that off without any cursed energy. Like Zenin Senpai. I wonder if that implies a couple different things. One, it could be lineage, like he has parents. We don't know his parents, so it could be the stereotype, the trope of the hero has a lineage that we don't know about, that he doesn't know about, that's like secretly powerful. Alternatively, it could just be like a mutation, just different people have different levels of energy, different potentials, and he just has it really strong. Or if they point out he's like Zenin Senpai, whoever this is, I wonder if that's the lively guy he was talking to on the phone earlier. I wonder if this is like something in his past, like he had an incident where he ran into a curse and like he killed it or it got away or something. They didn't fuse necessarily, but it sort of gave it some of his energy. So he doesn't actually have cursed energy, but he almost has a lingering dregs of something from his past or something like that. But he's definitely connecting with someone. We're going to meet this person in the future. And that's going to be a plot point. That's interesting. So why is he so strong? So strong that he could handle his own against a curse. What was this gag? Oh, he was so shocked that he couldn't move, so they started just piling stuff on him. Is that what it was? They're just looking at him because he's just frozen in shock, so they just start messing with him. It's like the drawing on his face, except in this case, they're taking pictures with him. That's awesome. Also, her faces are incredible. Yeah, they just start stacking him on, like, how many can we do? And he just doesn't react. Oh, that's a really funny gag. That's a really good gag. That's awesome. He approaches in the background. They run away with the ladder. That's what it's all about, right? That's what shot composition is all about. When they should just be talking to each other, and you can have fun with the, I need to stop putting my hands on the desk, it'll cause that to shake. Sorry about that. That's what shot composition is all about, right? Like, whether in an anime or otherwise, you can already have fun, like changing the background here to like flashbacks. You can have fun with their expressions, like that. You can have even like character walk in the background, but if you really want to just take it a step higher, throwing in these little gags, I assume it's from the manga, I'm pretty sure it's from manga, throwing in these little things in the background, just giving your audience more to look at, not for the sake of attention span, but just for the sake of not just filling the page, but filling out the world, right? The world keeps kind of going on when it's not the focus. These funny gags are still happening. They're running with the ladder, this continuity. It's little things that most people will probably notice that gag, but they won't give it too much mind. And him walking by here, there's little bits of continuity that just pull it together, and he's still stuck there. Great. He sensed the object. So he senses the object on him just because he had given it away already. So did he just sense the object because he had the box where it used to be in? Or is he sensing the reason why he's so strong? Run 50 meters in 3 seconds. Insanity. Unreal. goes to buy flowers for the nurses, kind of already doing what his Gramps said, right? Helping as many people as you can. He's not really saving them, but he's just being a good guy, just doing what he can for people, not for any specific reason, but just because he can. He's living a very busy life. That's probably why, right? He lost his parents, or if he ever even knew them. His Gramps is gone. He doesn't. I wonder, does he even like go to? We didn't see him in class. We just saw him at the club. He probably does go to class, but we haven't seen him in a school uniform. And he's always keeping busy, so it's not like he's lazing around the house all day. He's definitely trying to busy himself. But I wonder if he's also distancing himself from the life he knew before as things change. As his grandpa goes in the hospital, he stops going to school. I really want to see that. I wonder why we haven't seen him in classes. Surely they wouldn't let him be in part of the club and not part of class. Maybe I might have just missed it if they had a shot of him in the classroom and I just missed it, but pretty sure we just saw the club. Alternatively, maybe since we're kind of watching this from his perspective, since the hero, it's possible that he doesn't value the school, so we're not going to see that part of his life because we don't see the part that doesn't mean anything to him. But he really keeps himself busy. Just be yourself. Lacks upbringing. Lacks up. What does that mean? So you're not the one who raised him. So he did grow up with parents, most likely. And then he lost them? They disappeared? Were they exorcists? Or did they die to a curse? Or is it none of the above? Is he just grumbling, get off my lawn? Probably not. You're strong, so help others. Just save the people you can. Don't worry if they thank you. Even if it's only one, save as many as you can. That's interesting. Get as big a number as you can. But even if that number is just one, as long as it's the biggest number you can get, then it's good enough. And saying his final words, he doesn't roll over and die, but he kind of does, right? Kind of feels wrong joking about it like this, but he literally rolls over and dies. But he said what he had to say. Yeah, nobody told him what he deserved to hear, though, right? He's saying, so you don't die all alone like me. But he didn't die alone. Even in his final moments, he had Yuji here. He had his grandson here. So he wasn't alone. And Yuji's a really good person, as we can see. Buying flowers for the nurses, taking care of his grandpa. He's an incredibly good guy. So Gramps lived a good enough life that he had someone as incredible as his grandson with him in his literal final moments. And constantly calling up on him. Kind of sad. His grandpa didn't quite realize how good his life was. I say, not knowing anything about his life, arrogantly. But this sits with him. His parents probably didn't die, at least not when he's aware of it, because this death seems to affect him. The whole thing about curses coming together with negativity. They have a protective talisman. So I wonder if those talismans we saw in the beginning are different. Because these seem to be talismans like in the general sense, but not the literal slips of paper, not the fuda. They're talismans in the sense that it's almost like having a pet alligator to scare away coyotes, right? Like you can feed it, it'll protect you, but at some point if it grows big enough and if you run out of food, then it'll consume you without a second look. That's interesting. It's a bad practice it only claims to protect. There's a whole rant I could go on if I wanted this to be a 2-hour video about government and about really just authorities in general. Just trying to calm people down rather than find actual solutions, or finding temporary solutions rather than full ones. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so it's not exactly like that. So from the way they're describing it, it's not like having an alligator necessarily. It's just, I mean, it's like if you had an apple or so, something that keeps predators away because of its smell, but as it rots, the scent changes into something that actually lures them in. It's basically like that. So it's not the actual curse that is within the seal that breaks out and consumes them. It's that it incenses others. The seal weakens, so its presence gets stronger, and people come over to consume it. So yeah, it comes back to the thing that saves them becomes their downfall. So is that why he wanted to get rid of it? Because the seal was weakened? You found as a dangerous one, special grade. So they probably wanted to get rid of it before it would be consumed by other curses, which is why we saw at that moment it was probably already weakened, which is why they wanted to get rid of it. And as we saw, it was already attracting creatures. Interesting. They unwrap it, they find the finger. I wonder if what he's saying means anything. Probably just, I wonder if it's something related to its origin. The hour hand is at 11. Short-tempered and stubborn. Nobody paid him a visit. But you did pay him a visit. I don't think we've quite found the resolution to this monologue here. He's found a temporary resolution, but I think we're going to explore it deeper. It sounds like he's delineating between proper and improper deaths. Presumably, he's delineating between well-lived lives and lives cut short, right? That's, excuse me. That's probably what most people think of when they think of proper and improper deaths. I mean, you could also think like, obviously, torture is a pretty bad death versus dying in your sleep. That could be this. It could be just a painful death versus a painless death. But it's probably more about the life, whether it was cut short or whether it was a full life, or whether it was a life sacrificed, right? Because that's in its own sense fullness. Even if you sacrifice yourself at like 20 years old, if you save your entire nation, then that's a proper death. Something like that. But these people are about to just be murdered, basically. These deaths are wrong because they're cut short. He deals with this easily, but there's another one. All the people I know to have proper deaths. So it could just be like not a horrifying death, a quiet death. But I feel like it's not. I feel like it's more how they lived and how they died. And then this is the one we saw earlier, I believe, just much larger. I wonder if it grew since then or if it's just, this is like its battle form. Probably doesn't matter. But he goes to eat it. Most people who eat a really strong one just die, probably because it's too powerful, their body can't handle it. But this is probably connected to why he was so strong, right? And why he's like the senpai he mentioned earlier. I've already forgotten his name because we haven't met him yet. But that's probably why he said they're similar and why he can accept this, because there's something about him, whether he's like the chosen one or whether he just has a high affinity or whatever it is in this world that people have. Whatever the cause is, probably why he was able to not only survive, but also fight against it. And he doesn't even notice, right? He's like, well, obviously, of course I can fight back. This is my body. What do you mean? So this is completely like, he's not even trying to suppress it. It's just natural. That's really interesting. In other words, this might have been the best thing that could have happened here. Because if he didn't absorb Sukuna, they probably would have just exorcised him, and if they could have done it, that would have just been it. But here is a new alternative where Sukuna can become part of Yuji, and then as a result, since Yuji has a unique body, 1 in a million, according to this guy, he can control Sukuna and actually use it to fight against curses. So this could be the best case scenario until Sukuna gets strong enough or gets smart enough to basically take over. And that's probably what we're going to have later in the stories. Sukuna getting stronger. Probably working with Yuji until he can find his avenue of escape. And that's the risk, right? That's probably why he's going to be executed by Gojo. It's probably similar to the Demon Slayer. I mean, similar, not similar at all, like Nezuko. It's like, oh, he's useful. He's technically an enemy. He's a threat. But he's useful and he's passive. But for how long, right? We don't know. He doesn't know. Nobody knows. So it's safe just to get rid of him. Jibun no tameni, for my own sake. Interesting. Probably part 2 to this little mini introduction arc. Maybe we'll learn about this Jujutsu Tech university, high school, institution. Who knows? Who knows? I think that's about it. That's a really interesting episode, really solid start. I mean, there's more I could talk about. If I could go frame by frame, I'd love to go through some of these action sequences, some of these like tracking shots, some of these pans, just a lot of this movement when the arc gets like, the lines get super heavy for a moment. There's some really interesting stuff going on in here. It's really good. Clearly it's not just I figured given how popular it was, it wouldn't just be a hyped up battle shonen that's just super exciting like Demon Slayer where it's like super popular. I could tell there was more to it, which is why I was getting some genuine praise, not just hype. So I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. I'm excited to see how much of my rambling today was completely nonsensical and how much of it might actually be explored later. Maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. All I know is I'm excited to watch this. Hopefully as soon as tomorrow, I'll have the next episode out. I think I'd like to watch this daily. Unless I have an idea for another show I want to watch alongside this one. I'll probably just be watching this every day, except for Saturdays when I'll be watching My Hero Academia. And that'll probably be the schedule I'll be doing for my channel moving forward. Obviously, if you have any suggestions, anything you'd like to say, please leave it in the comments. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave any thoughts in down below. I would love to read them, to respond to them, to open up a discussion with you. I would love to go through that. Obviously, please leave out the spoilers. That should go unsaid, but you never know on YouTube. Regardless, thank you for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day.